Let me ask you something that might make you a little uncomfortable. What if I told you that one of the most common things seniors do every single night, right before they go to sleep, is slowly stealing their vision? And the frightening part? Most people have absolutely no idea it's happening. I've been practicing medicine for over 2 decades. I've sat across from hundreds of patients, good, healthy, responsible people who did everything right. They took their vitamins, they watched their diet, they got their checkups. And yet, year after year, their eyesight quietly faded. Their world got blurrier, dimmer, smaller. And almost every single time when I asked them what they ate before bed, the answer broke my heart because the solution was sitting right there in the produce section of their grocery store, and nobody had ever told them. Today, that changes. Stay with me through this entire video because what I'm about to share with you isn't just about one fruit. It's about understanding what's really happening inside your eyes while you sleep, and how something as simple as what you eat in the evening can either protect your vision or silently accelerate its decline. This is the conversation your eye doctor should have had with you years ago. Here's something most people never think about: your eyes are working even while you sleep. Now, that might sound strange. You're not looking at anything, your eyelids are closed. So, what could possibly be happening? Quite a lot, actually. While you're sleeping, your body enters a deep repair phase. Your heart slows, your muscles rest, but your eyes, and especially the delicate tissue at the back of your eye called the retina, go into overdrive. The retina is packed with millions of tiny photoreceptor cells. Those are the cells that capture light and send signals to your brain so you can see color, detail, and depth. And during sleep, your body is frantically trying to repair the damage those cells accumulate throughout the day. Damage from light exposure, from inflammation, from oxidative stress. Think of it like a crew of maintenance workers who can only come in after the factory shuts down for the night. They've got a lot of work to do, and they need the right materials to do it. Now, here's where it gets serious. If your body doesn't have the right nutrients during those overnight repair hours, the maintenance crew shows up with nothing. The damage doesn't get fixed, it accumulates day after day, night after night, and over years, that buildup turns into something far more dangerous than blurry vision. We're talking about macular degeneration, the leading cause of permanent vision loss in adults over 60. We're talking about cataracts developing faster than they should. We're talking about diabetic retinopathy, glaucoma, and dry eye disease that becomes progressively harder to manage. So, what does this have to do with fruit? More than you could imagine. And I promise, by the end of this video, you're going to look at your kitchen very differently. First warning sign or danger: the nighttime nutrient gap. Let me paint you a picture. It's about 9 o'clock in the evening. You've had dinner, maybe you're watching television or reading a book or scrolling through your phone, and at some point you feel a little peckish. So you grab whatever is nearby, maybe a few crackers or a small bowl of cereal or a piece of toast, something light, something easy. Sound familiar? Here's what most people don't realize: that seemingly harmless snack choice could be the most important nutritional decision you make all day. Because whatever you eat in the 2 hours before bed is what your body has to work with during those critical overnight repair hours. And most of the foods we casually reach for at night: processed carbohydrates, salty snacks, refined sugars, don't just fail to help your eyes, they actively interfere with the repair process. They spike blood sugar, they trigger inflammation, they create what scientists call oxidative stress, which is essentially a kind of internal rust forming inside your cells. Now, think about that for a moment. Every night while you're sleeping, your body is either healing your eyes or quietly allowing them to deteriorate. And you've been making that choice without even knowing it. But here's the part that gives me real hope for every person watching this. Because the science on this is clear and the solution is remarkably simple if you know what to look for. Second warning sign or danger: what inflammation is really doing to your eyes. I need you to understand something about inflammation, because it's at the heart of almost every vision problem I see in my practice. When most people hear the word inflammation, they think about a swollen ankle or a sore knee, something they can see and feel. But the most dangerous kind of inflammation is the kind you can't feel at all. The low grade chronic inflammation that quietly burns inside your body for years. Your eyes are extraordinarily vulnerable to this kind of silent inflammation. The macula, which is the tiny specialized area at the center of your retina, responsible for your sharp, detailed central vision, is especially at risk. The macula is so metabolically active, so constantly working, that it generates enormous amounts of what we call free radicals. These are unstable molecules that behave like tiny sparks inside your cells. In small amounts, your body handles them just fine. But when inflammation is chronically elevated, when the fire never really goes out, those sparks accumulate faster than your body can put them out. And almost nobody talks about this next part. Inflammation doesn't just damage the macula directly, it also damages the blood vessels that supply your eyes with oxygen and nutrients. Your eyes are supplied by some of the most delicate, hair thin blood vessels in the human body. When those vessels become inflamed and narrowed over time, less blood reaches your retinal tissue, less oxygen, less nourishment. And without that constant supply, your photoreceptor cells begin to die, slowly, silently, irreversibly. This is the mechanism behind age related macular degeneration. This is why millions of seniors wake up one day and notice a dark spot in the center of their vision. And by the time they notice it, significant damage has already been done. So the question becomes, what can we do starting tonight to turn down that internal fire? Third warning sign or danger, the vitamin A crisis hiding in plain sight. Here is something I want you to think about honestly. When was the last time you actually thought about whether you were getting enough vitamin A? Not as a supplement, not from a pill, but from real food in a form your body can actually absorb and use effectively during those overnight repair hours. Vitamin A is not optional for your eyes, it is absolutely essential. It's the primary building block for a compound called rhodopsin. That's the light sensitive pigment inside your rod cells that allows you to see in low light conditions. Without enough vitamin A, your night vision suffers first. You start noticing that driving at night feels harder, that you need more light to read, that adjusting from a bright room to a dim one takes longer than it used to. Most doctors will tell you vitamin A deficiency is rare in developed countries. And technically, they are right. The kind of severe deficiency that causes complete night blindness is uncommon. But what's much more common and what almost nobody talks about is what researchers call subclinical deficiency. This is where your levels aren't low enough to diagnose as a problem on a basic blood test, but they're not high enough to fully support the nightly repair your eyes desperately need. And what makes this worse is that as we age, our ability to absorb and convert vitamin A from food decreases significantly. So the amount that was perfectly adequate when you were 45 may simply not be enough at 65 or 75. The good news? There is one fruit that contains a form of vitamin A your aging body can absorb with remarkable efficiency, especially when consumed in the evening. And I'll get to exactly what it is in just a moment. Fourth warning sign or danger, the blue light damage you're accumulating every single day. Let me ask you a direct question. How many hours a day do you spend looking at a screen? Your phone, your television, your tablet, your computer? Because here's what that's doing to your eyes, and it's more serious than most people realize. Screens emit what's called high energy visible light, often referred to as blue light. Now, blue light isn't entirely evil. We get it from the sun too, and in moderation, it's a normal part of life. But the intensity and the duration of artificial blue light exposure that most of us now experience every single day is something the human eye was never designed to handle. Blue light penetrates all the way to the back of your eye, all the way to the retina, and it directly damages a critical group of protective pigments called macular carotenoids, specifically lutein and zeaxanthin. These two compounds form what eye researchers call the macular pigment, essentially a natural sunscreen that sits right in front of your most sensitive photoreceptors and filters out harmful light before it can cause damage. Think of lutein and zeaxanthin as the windshield of your eyes. Without them, every hour of screen time is like driving directly into the sun with no protection at all. Here's the frightening part: your body cannot make lutein or zeaxanthin on its own, not a single molecule. You must get them entirely from your diet. And most people, most seniors especially, are getting far less than they need. The recommended optimal intake for macular health is around 10 milligrams of lutein per day. The average American gets less than 2. That is a staggering gap, and every single day that gap goes unfilled, your macular pigment density decreases, your natural eye protection weakens, and your risk of macular degeneration climbs. So, what fills that gap? The answer is about to change how you think about your evening routine. Fifth warning sign or danger: poor sleep and the eye repair cycle breaking down. There's one more danger I need to address before we get to the solution, and it connects everything I've shared with you so far: sleep quality. I know, you might be thinking, Doctor, what does sleep quality have to do with my eyes? More than almost any other factor we haven't yet discussed. Here's why. Your eyes have their own internal drainage system, a network of tiny channels that work like a sewage system, flushing out the toxic waste products that accumulate throughout the day. This system, called the glymphatic system when it relates to your brain, but similarly active in your ocular tissue, operates almost exclusively during deep sleep. When you don't get quality deep sleep, or when you have trouble falling asleep, or when your sleep is fragmented and restless, that drainage system barely functions. Waste products build up around your retinal cells. Inflammatory proteins accumulate. Pressure inside the eye can fluctuate in ways that stress the optic nerve. And here's where it gets truly important. Certain natural compounds found in specific fruits have been shown in clinical research to significantly improve sleep quality and simultaneously provide the antioxidant protection your eyes need during the night. Two benefits in one from one simple habit. The timing matters too. Research from sleep medicine and nutritional science suggests that consuming these compounds roughly an hour to 90 minutes before bed gives your body enough time to absorb and activate them right when the overnight repair cycle begins. Now, let me tell you exactly what that fruit is. The fruit that changes everything. The fruit I'm recommending to my patients and to you right now is the kiwi. I know you might have expected something more exotic, something harder to find, but I want you to understand why this small, humble fruit is one of the most powerful things you can eat for your aging eyes, especially in the evening hours. Let me walk you through what makes kiwi extraordinary. First, kiwi is one of the richest sources of lutein and zeaxanthin available in fruit form. While leafy greens like kale and spinach contain more of these compounds per gram, the lutein in kiwi is packaged in a way that research suggests your body absorbs with exceptional efficiency. Two kiwis in the evening can meaningfully contribute to rebuilding that macular pigment we talked about, that natural windshield protecting your most sensitive photoreceptors. Second, kiwi is extraordinarily rich in vitamin C. Now, you might associate vitamin C with fighting colds, but here's what almost nobody tells you. Vitamin C is one of the primary antioxidants inside your eye's lens. Your lens, the transparent structure that focuses light onto your retina, is in constant contact with light and oxygen, which means it generates tremendous oxidative stress. Vitamin C neutralizes that stress directly inside the lens, and research from the age related eye disease studies has clearly linked higher vitamin C intake with significantly reduced risk of cataract formation. One large kiwi contains roughly 90 milligrams of vitamin C. That's more than an orange, more than a cup of orange juice. And it comes without the blood sugar spike that high sugar citrus juices can cause. Third, and this is the part that fascinates me most as a doctor, kiwi contains a rare combination of compounds that have been shown in multiple clinical trials to improve sleep quality in adults. A landmark study published in the Asia Pacific Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that adults who ate two kiwi fruits 1 hour before bed fell asleep 35% faster, slept longer, and experienced significantly better sleep quality over a 4 week period. The researchers believe this is related to the high concentration of serotonin precursors and antioxidants in kiwi, compounds that help regulate your sleep wake cycle without any sedative side effects. Better sleep means better overnight eye repair. It's that direct a connection. And fourth, kiwi contains meaningful amounts of vitamin E and folate, both of which play important roles in protecting the tiny blood vessels that supply your retina. Remember what I said earlier about those hair thin vessels? Kiwi helps keep them flexible, clear, and functional. Now, I want to give you something practical. A simple routine you can start tonight. About an hour before you plan to go to sleep, eat two ripe kiwi fruits. You can slice them and eat them with a spoon. That's actually the easiest way. Some people prefer to peel them and slice them up. Either is fine. What matters is eating them consistently every evening. Within the first few weeks, many people report that they fall asleep more easily. They wake up less during the night, and they feel more rested in the morning. That's the sleep benefit working. The eye protection benefits take longer to measure, and I want to be honest with you about that. You're not going to feel your macular pigment density increasing. You won't notice your retinal vessels becoming healthier. But the research is clear that consistently providing your body with these compounds, especially during the evening hours when repair is most active, makes a meaningful and measurable difference in long term eye health outcomes. Now, a few things worth knowing. If you're taking blood thinners like warfarin, talk to your doctor before dramatically increasing your kiwi intake, as it does contain vitamin K. If you have a latex allergy, there's a small chance you may have sensitivity to kiwi as well. This is something your doctor can help you evaluate. And if you have diabetes, monitor how kiwi fits into your overall carbohydrate intake for the evening, as with any fruit. For most healthy adults over 50, two kiwis before bed is a safe, simple, and evidence supported habit with meaningful benefits for both sleep quality and long term eye health. But don't stop there. Pair this habit with a few other evening choices that support your eyes. Dim your screens an hour before bed, or use blue light filtering settings if you must use them. Keep your bedroom dark and cool to support deeper sleep. And if you wear glasses or contacts, this is also a good reminder to schedule that eye exam if you haven't had one recently. Catching any changes in your vision early, before they become significant, is always the most powerful thing you can do. I want to leave you with something that goes beyond the science. Your vision is not just a physical sense, it's how you see the faces of the people you love. It's how you read a book on a quiet afternoon. It's how you notice the way light falls across your garden in the evening. It's how you watch your grandchildren grow up. When vision begins to fade, gradually, quietly, over years, people often tell me it's one of the most disorienting losses they've ever experienced. Not because it happens all at once, but because it happens slowly enough that you might not even notice how much you're losing until it's already gone. But I also want you to know this: the human body has a remarkable capacity to protect itself when we give it what it needs. The eye health research of the last 2 decades has made this clearer than ever before. The nutrients that support your retinal cells, your macular pigment, your blood vessel integrity, they work. Not as a cure, but as a genuine, meaningful shield. And that shield is available to you tonight in the produce section of your grocery store, sitting there quietly waiting. So this week, I want you to try something. Pick up a pack of kiwis. Set a small reminder on your phone or your clock for an hour before bed. Eat two kiwis. Do it every night for 4 weeks. Keep a simple journal of how well you're sleeping, and then see how you feel. Your eyes have been working for you your entire life. It's time to start working for them. If this video gave you something valuable today, something you didn't know before, I want to ask you to do one thing. Don't keep it to yourself. Think of someone you love who is over 50, 60, or 70 years old. someone whose eyes matter to you. Share this video with them right now because this is the kind of information that doesn't make it into most doctors' appointments. It doesn't make headlines, but it can genuinely change the quality of someone's life in the years ahead. Thank you for trusting me with your health today. Take care of your eyes, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.